It's a quick news break with yours truly. I'm the one and only. I go by the name of Mr. TALIAFERRO. Please make sure you're following your boy on Instagram at itsmrtaliaferro. Terry Crews. Yeah, man, they killing Terry Crews online right now. I don't understand why y'all allow Terry Crews to get to y'all. If you don't know who the heck Terry Crews is, he's the big buff guy that played in the Friday series with Ice Cube. He was the cheap dad on Everybody Hates Chris, and he was in White Chicks. Terry Crews has been in a lot of black films over the years. I would say over the last 3 or 4 years, though, Terry Crews has been voicing his perspective and opinions more amidst the Black Lives Matter movement. Terry Crews ain't with it, all right? All skin folk ain't your kinfolk. That is simply the best way I could put it with Terry Crews. Look, I think this about Terry, and I hate this for him. He don't want to be black. Like, every time I see him say something, I just can read him. I believe he's married to a white wife. I could be wrong about that. Don't quote me on that. But from what I see from Terry Crews, he just don't want to be black. His latest comments has the black community in a frenzy. And I'm looking at it like, this is just sad. Here's what he said on his social media account the other day. If you are a child of God, you are my brother and sister. I have family of every race, creed, and ideology. We must ensure that Black Lives Matter does not morph into Black Lives Are Better. Yeah, I can't even let something like that get to me. I don't even understand how people allow stuff like that to creep in. I am 26 years of age. I guarantee Terry Crews is pretty close to double my age, if not double my age right now. He looks, by the way, he's in phenomenal shape. I know he's a former NFL player. I'm not knocking, I'm not trying to personally attack bruh, but let me give you some facts, Terry. And I should, half your age, I shouldn't be doing this. When you coin the term Black Lives Are Better, I have to ask you, what the heck do you mean by that? Like, how could Black lives be better? Or how could we be even close to Black lives being better? Because our people are finally turning a corner, something that I feel like have been going for years at a time, which is the pride of being black, and we're doubling down on it for change. That's Black Lives Better because we're proud of being black. But how can Black lives be better? When you go to some of these corporations that you work with, some of these big high-profile movie companies that you work for, how many black executives do you see? Is the majority black? How are Black lives better? Terry, in the hoods all over America, and it's been this way forever. Some people call it the ghettos all over America. When you got black people killing black people, I mean literally everywhere you go, in every hood in America, crime rates are through the roof pretty much. At what point are their Black lives better? Literally having to fight for your own brother for your next meal, feeling like you gotta steal if he gets a little bit more than you. People running into their own people's homes, cars, and it's an issue everywhere. That means it's not just happening in Chicago or happening in Memphis or happening in Atlanta or New Orleans. Everywhere there's a problem with black people in hoods dealing with crime and all type of things. Yeah, that's not Black Lives Better. That means black people need significant change. We need America to care about black people. The hoods of America have always needed help, and they have always been ignored in this country. That's not Black lives being better. If it takes doubling down on what we need done so people can stop killing each other, so white cops can stop feeling like black people are target practice and literally for stops. Half the time, the black person in the vehicle that's the victim didn't even do anything wrong. Yeah, if it takes black people doubling down on their love of their black skin because white people don't love it half as much as they should, what do you mean Black lives are better? What in America shows you that Black lives are better? I'm guessing you're mad about the pride, the protests. Let me tell you something what pisses me off about people who are against the Black Lives Matter movement. Y'all always confuse me. If a riot happens and looting happens at one protest in America that's fighting for black rights, the entire Black Lives Matter movement is a dud. If one white cop kills a police officer, y'all quick to say he was one bad cop. So all these peaceful protests going on around the country, literally every state in this country has had a peaceful protest. More peaceful protests than violent ones. But when one protest goes left, when the frustration boils over, maybe rioting happens, things get set on fire, looting happens, the whole movement is bad. But when one white cop kills a black man or a black woman that's unarmed, we can't say the whole white police department is, or the whole police department is corrupt. White cops are bad, or just cops in general are bad. We can't do that. Y'all want to say that was just Derek Chauvin. That wasn't the entire police department. Literally makes no sense at all. Coming from a black man in Terry Crews, look, the way he wants to draw the lines, he just loves white skin. And look, that to each his own, good for him. I don't see black films calling him for roles anytime soon. I'm sure Chris Rock looks in the mirror every goddamn day and says, damn, as great an actor Terry Crews played on my Everybody Hates Chris show, I hated I gave his ass that role because he is showing us what he really is. And I ain't gonna call him that word. I will leave y'all with this. A couple years ago, Terry Crews got assaulted. Terry Crews got assaulted by a white man at a party. Terry Crews claimed that this man grabbed him in the genital area, right? And Terry said he didn't do nothing about it in person. Didn't do nothing about it. And he ended up speaking out about it later. And a lot of black people supported Terry Crews and his fight for justice. A lot of black people came out and supported him. I believe in my heart of hearts, and I obviously you will never know the truth of this. Had a black man assaulted, what is Terry Crews, 6'4", 6'5"? Had a black man assaulted Terry Crews, as great a shape as he is, because I believe he hates his black skin so much, I believe he would have beat the brakes or tried to beat the brakes off that black man. I believe that in my heart of hearts. You cannot get mad at black people for finally taking pride in our skin for in so many years, literally since the beginning of time in this country, white America has not done so.